Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Boomi demonstration video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to use the API Policy Manager. And basically what this allows you to do is add custom policies to your APIs and the endpoints within the APIs to do a matter of things such as it depends on the policy, honestly, but you can do things such as validate data, change headers, etc. But to do this, we'll navigate the services and API management. From here, we'll go to configure APIs and applications and click Manage API. Once we're here, we'll have two different tabs, Deployed APIs and Policy Rules. Deployed APIs will give you just all your APIs and what environment and gateway they're on. The policy rule is actually for the policies you've created, and here you can actually create a new one. For this demonstration, I'll create a new one for us. Here we'll have a entire list of all the policies that are currently available or being added, so keep an eye on the release notes for any new ones you might see. For this, we'll be doing the transform headers policy. We'll name it APIM policy demo, and we'll apply it for the patch and the post method. We can have a description if we want, but we'll leave that empty for this demonstration. And then here's where you actually get into the configuration. You'll have the default creation, which I find to be easier. You just add rows, depending on what you want to do. You also have the advanced creation, which brings you into the actual JSON of the policy, and you'll be able to do more in-depth configuration here. But for the purposes of this demo, we're just going to be doing a default creation. So we'll leave it as is, but I can explain what this one specifically does. The transform headers policy basically allows you to transforms headers as the name suggests. Here we have three different options. We can add or update headers. So if we have a request coming in with that value, the X product request ID, uh, you can change the value of it. But if you the request didn't have that request header, it would add it into the request itself. We have the remove headers. So if a request came in with the X products transaction ID, it would remove it from the request and it would no longer be there when it actually hits your runtime and the process is the process. And then that's not entirely true. It depends on how you configure when the policy is applied. So you can apply it when the request comes in, or you can apply it for the response. But you'll be able to choose where to actually remove the header at what point in the actual transaction. And then the last one is whitelist header. This you can add a list of headers that you want to be allowed. If they're not there, then they're not allowed. Quite self-explanatory with that. So with this configured, we will save and create. We can see that it has been created. We'll come back to Manage API and we'll go to Deployed APIs. Click on our default API and go to Custom Policies. We'll have all our paths here, but for this, we'll select a policy rule. You can choose what path you want to have it for. So this would be for the endpoints. So if your API had like a couple different ones, you would just specify here which one you wanted to apply it for. If you wanted to apply it for all of them, it would just be the default path, or you would just leave this blank and it would apply for the API in its entirety. And then here you can have the timing of the execution. This is what I was mentioning where it depends on when you have the timing of when this policy would be executed will depend on how like the remove headers would work. So if you have an after response, the request would come in with a specific header. Let's call the header hello world. The process would execute and then it would return a header. If the process returned, say the header hello world, you could remove it. You know what I mean? But if you applied it on the before request, if you had the hello world header come in, this would remove it before it actually hit your Boomi backend. And before standards, policies, and after standard policies basically like authentication. There's a couple more rate limiting. It says it all here. But we'll choose our API. We have the APIM demo policy here. You click it, you attach it, and then we save it. And we have the notification that it's been saved to our API. But that is the gist of how to create and attach custom policies to your APIs. Thank you for watching and have a great rest of your day.